So, if you remember from my last video, this one right here, Noct is a character I kind of unintentionally bashed, or actually it's more like I criticized how the story likes to use him. But anyway, Noct is actually a very good character, kinda shrouded in mystery, and rightly so. Since Tabata held off on introducing him for so long, I would hope he'd be a mysterious, interesting, and layered character. And oh boy, he is. So much so that everything we know about him is given to us through unspoken storytelling and context clues. So that's what we're going to be diving into today, and this will also be a chance to explain just how good of a character he really is and redeem myself for the harsh words I had last video regarding the guy. So without further ado, let's do this.
It's time to
take Japanese comic books way too seriously.
Lock in my rough, hold that ghost, tie the noose, no result from the go.
Noct is a character that was just recently introduced into the story, but his existence had been foreshadowed and hinted at since the very beginning. Hold up there for just 1 minute, just gotta interrupt myself real quick and let you all know that yes, I am aware that the person in this picture is more likely to be this person Noct was talking to in this flashback in chapter 272. At the time of recording this video, I was not aware of that because that was not even a thing in my knowledge because the chapter wasn't out, and you could totally tell I did not script this part. It was this is the very last minute recording.
I get it!
He's just kind of been out and about enjoying the freedom that comes with being a vice captain, so he says, which is funny because we've at least seen a good chunk of the other vice captains, Langris, Kirsch, Zerx, Randall, etc. But okay, whatever, that's fine, because we know he wasn't just screwing around. This man has been busy. Noct had actually been secretly investigating the Spade Kingdom for a long while now, finding out all there is to know about the Dark Triad, the Devils, and everything in between. When I say he knows everything, I mean he knows everything. I made a point to mention this in my last video, but literally he knows what the Glyphoth is, the different strength stages of Devil that lie within it, and the dangers of letting their plan succeed. Now, I mentioned before that it was convenient that he knew that, but it's actually not in a sense, as even if they know about it, there's no guarantee that they'll have a way to stop it. So it's not really convenient if that information doesn't actually help them much. Still, the fact that the Black Bulls were the butt of everyone's jokes while having someone like this in their ranks is kind of funny, to be honest. Like, they had an intelligence agent so skilled he could put all the other squads to shame, but he was never around, so no one but Yami and Julius even knew he existed.
You must feel really stupid right now.
But aside from being an outstanding spy, he's also got quite the mysterious past. It's hinted very heavily, although not outright said, that Noct has a brother, but it's also basically confirmed that his brother is dead, because when Jack recognizes him, he says that man is gone, and we also see in a photograph, a family portrait, that Noct has a sibling, and that sibling's face is crossed out with blood. We also know that Noct hates Yami, which triggered a lot of people at first, myself included, but now I believe there may be a reason for this beyond, oh, he's vulgar and a reckless simpleton, he could never do anything right. I think there's more to Yami's history with Noct's brother, and the reason for Noct's hatred towards Yami, as well as the entirety of the Black Bulls. I also think that part of the reason he doesn't hate Asta is because he joined well after all that took place, and had no hand or involvement in it, as well as the fact that he's been instrumental in the growth of the squad, having absolutely no troubling or flawed track record like the rest of the squad. Now, that's all interesting and whatnot, it makes us want to know more about him and get his backstory, but what is by far the most interesting aspect of his character is his mastery over devil magic. Noct has dominant contracts with 4 different devils, and by that I mean he has 4 devils serving him and submitting to his will. He's able to summon them using relics they're linked to, which Asta was also able to do with his grimoire as well as his right arm, meaning it can literally be anything as long as they're linked to it. Now, we know that those who use the power that leaks out from devils are still formidable fighters, as Asta was able to take on Dante at 60% and injure him, and Dante at 80% was too much for Yami and Dante, and was only defeated because of the deal Asta and Libe made, which gave him power Dante wasn't familiar with or prepared for. Zenon and Vonica were also considerably more powerful than than anyone the Clover Kingdom or Heart Kingdom could throw at them, and as far as we know, they don't have contracts with their devils, and are only using the power leaking out, which is only a small fraction of their respective devils' full power. So, for Noct to have 4 different contracts with 4 different devils, each that allow him to use their full power at will, means that he possesses power the likes of which we have never even seen. We see at the end of chapter 270 that Noct can wear Gimadello-like armor, and in 271 we see that this allows him to add Gimadello's characteristics to his shadow magic, which as a result allows him to use entirely new spells. Like for instance, we see that he can create an entire pack of wolf-like demon soldiers to go out and fight for him. We also know that he and Gimadello's ki become one and the same, and can only be differentiated when something triggers one of them to feel something different. Like when Asta says, "Right here, right now, I'll surpass my limits."
Right here, right now.
Noct flinches, and that's when Asta was able to see him. We also know in chapter 272 that Noct can use Monozone, and that mixed with his spell Dark Prison Hunting Ground forms an entire domain of darkness around his opponent, allowing him to strike from the shadows and slowly kill his enemy. Now, I don't think this is all he can do. I do believe he possesses way more power, but this is just everything we've seen so far, and there's bound to be new information revealed as the story goes on. So, that is everything we as fans know about Noct so far, at least I think so. If I happen to miss anything, let me know, but I think that's all of it for now. If you enjoyed this video, give me a big ol' thumbs up, subscribe, and slash that bell button with your anti-magic sword so you never miss an upload. With that, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!